Hello everyone. So we are at the third day of our 5 days challenge. Congratulations. Today we will keep on working on the deep core muscles, some mobility, but we will also come into some resistance training and knee reinforcement squats. So let's begin. We're beginning with the wide leg child's pose, coming to the back of the mat, sitting on the heels, knees touching the sides of the mat, taking your buttock inside of the heels, settle into your pelvis, and then extending the arms. So straight away we're installing the arms, pinkies touching the sides of the mat, and widen the upper back as you lower your forehead down. As soon as your forehead touches the ground, externally rotate your shoulders so the upper back is wide. Inner arms extending through pushing mounts of the index and thumbs down. Center of the armpits rising. Breathing into your pelvis. And as you keep your forehead down, slide your hands towards you until the hands are underneath the shoulders, and then pushing the floor to come back to sitting. Knees together, we're gonna come shoulders above the wrists, and the knees are about 2 inches further back than the knees. Turning the eyes of the elbows forward. Now pushing your hands down. Widen the upper back, chin slightly to your chest. When you lower your hips down, the sacrum comes in and down, extending the front of your body. Now pull your heart forward and then up. Back of the head is up. Exhaling, lower abdomen firms towards your back. Half dog. So warming up here, coming back and forward a few times. Front of the body lengthens. As you exhale, lower abdomen firms, pushing the floor with your hands. And buttock on your heels. And then coming back up, shoulders above the wrists. Now again, pushing the floor with both hands, lifting the armpits, widening your upper back, tucking your toes under. So like we did with the block yesterday, lift the back of your thighs as high as you can as you lift lower abdomen towards your spine. Now the back of the head goes forward, inner heels back. Now as you lift the inner thighs and the back of the thighs, lower your pelvis down. As you stretch your heels back, lengthen the front of your body, lifting collarbones and back of the head. On your next out breath, just lift lower abdomen towards your spine. As you widen the upper back, inhale. As you exhale, push the thumbs and the index down and forward as you deepen the inner thighs back. So the upper back remains wide here in the down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale without bending your knees or your elbows, coming into the plank. From the plank, inhaling. Upward dog, the front of the body lengthens while the back body firms and contracts. On your next out breath, lift that pubic bone towards the belly button and inhale. And exhale. Extending the arms, the legs, both sides of the spine, releasing your head. The upper back is wide. And inhaling, lowering your knees down. Now we're gonna come in this plank. So wrapping around your elbows with your hands. Keep that width in between your elbows as you interlace your fingers. Taking your wrists down, keeping your shoulders above the wrists and coming into the plank. Same thing here, the shoulders are above the wrists, so you're lifting the center of your armpits, widening the upper back. Lower abdomen rises, but the back of the thighs are rising too. Back of the head extending forward, inner heels back. Quadriceps are firmly active. Jaw is soft, the gaze is soft. 2 more breaths. And here, knees down and coming on your belly. Now we're gonna extend the arms forward, legs back. So like yesterday, we practiced the Shalambhasana, the arms, the legs, and the entire body. Now we're pushing the top of the feet down. We're only gonna lift the upper body. So kneecaps are lifted off the ground, but the feet are pushing down. From middle back, upper back firming, we're coming into Shalambhasana. So you can look slightly forward without breaking the neck. Extending forward, exhaling, lifting a little higher. And then coming down. Slide your hands back on the side of your floating ribs, elbows pointing back, tucking your toes, lower abdomen to your spine, and opening your back. And now coming back into the slow mountain climb. So shoulders above the wrists, extending the legs, same thing. Legs are firmly active, lower abdomen is contracting, upper back is wide. And now without bending the left knee, bring your right knee as far forward and between your arms as possible, keeping your shoulders above your wrists. Placing right leg back, left leg forward, left leg back. Now the left knee is not bending. Just a few more times. Take the knee as far forward as possible. 2 more times. And knees down, bend the elbows back. And then extending the arms forwards. This time keeping forehead down, hands down, but the arms are active. Pull the legs back. From lower back, exhaling, lifting the legs. Spread your toes apart. Inhale, extend a little more. Exhale, lift up. 2 more breaths. And lower down. You can take your hands down, make sure your elbows pointing back. Lower abdomen is active, firming. And returning here. You can come on your fists if it's comfortable for you. I prefer that, gives me more height. If it hurts, just go back on your hands. And then coming into the plank, this time the knee that's bending coming outside of the elbow, while the back leg is not bending. Keeping your upper back wide. Coming as close to the outer elbow if possible. And knees down, hands down slowly, coming on your belly. Extending your arms up. Now the entire back body will be firming, but first extending legs and arms because we want to extend before contracting. So extending on the in-breath, contracting on the out-breath. Now we're staying up. Extending, contracting, extending, contracting, and coming down. Pushing your hands down, lower abdomen to your spine. Breathing into your lower back, middle back. And coming back up on your knees. Now, pinkies touching the sides of the mat, tuck your toes. Sit on your heels, then extend your arms fully. Come on your knees and back to the down dog. Outer arches of your feet parallel to one another. You can soften the back of your knees, but push your thighs back. Deep breaths as you extend your arms and your legs. And then you can bend your knees and walk your feet behind your hands. walking the feet behind the hands, the feet open 45 degrees. Knees are bent, knees are pointing in the same direction as the toes are pointing, and then firming your back and then dropping your tailbone to come up. Now, to reinforce the knees, we're going to make sure that we're not hurting the knees. So we're pressurizing mounts of the big toes down, transferring body weight to the outer heels, pubic bone rising. So lift your kneecaps with the strength of your thighs. Keep your sacrum in and down, pubic bone rising, and then bending the knees. And if you can come all the way down without any knee pain, you can do your squats all the way down. But basically, if your knees are pain, if you have an injury or pain, you have to stop lowering down 1 inch before the pain and working from here. So if your pain is there, you're working from 1 inch above the pain. Yeah? Will bring strength, circulation, healing. Yeah? So let's say there's no pain, we're gonna come into 10 squats. So sacrum in, down, pushing the outer arches of the feet down, coming up, firm the quads, and coming down. Just a few more. Inhaling down, exhaling up. One more. Now we can come in Samastitihi. Outer arches of the feet parallel, as wide as your frontal hip bones, pushing your thighs back, dropping your tailbone. Then inhaling from your floating ribs, lifting the arms without lifting the shoulders. So now, since I didn't explain Uttanasana, we're just going to bend the knees. So keeping your sacrum in and up. So we don't want to round the back, and releasing torso on your thighs. You can take your hands down, walking back into the plank. From the plank, as we learn, pushing the heels back, the thighs up, extending the front of the body, and exhaling back to the plank. Inhaling in the plank and exhaling. So now we're going to lunge the right foot inside the right hand, taking the left knee down. Right knee above the right ankle. You can come on your fists. So here the right knee remains on top of the right ankle, extending the front of the body. If your left groin can take a little bit more stretch, take your left knee back. Settling here for a few breaths. Both armpits lifting evenly. Deep breaths. And here you can lift the right buttock, right leg back, inhaling upward dog, exhaling plank, inhaling in the plank, and exhaling down dog. You can take your left foot forward, right knee down, left knee above the left ankle, take your right knee back. On your fist, if you have 2 blocks, you can always take your hands on the blocks. Be a bit more straight up. Just make sure your knee stays above your ankle. From that alignment, take your right knee back. A few more breaths here. And then you can take your hands flat or remain on your fists. Taking left knee back from the plank. We're going to take the knees down and coming into the child's pose. Resting here for a few breaths. And take your hands flat on the ground and push to come up. We're gonna sit on the side, extending the legs, into the Shavasana. After this small dynamic practice, make sure you take a little rest here. Letting go of your facial muscles. Letting the weight of your body go into the earth.